Have you been struggling to break free from a narcissist even after all the pain, even after all the manipulation, even after all the confusion? You are not alone. Several other women are also going through the same situation. Several other Christian women are going through the same situation because narcissists bond with you through trauma and not love. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to emotionally detach from the narcissist, how to break hold of his power over you, and how to get into your freedom. If that sounds like something you want, stay tuned to this video. And before I delve deeper into the video, I'll quickly ask you to get our free 100% ebook on 11 Bible keys for healing narcissistic wounds. And the book talks about the narcissistic wounds to heal, as well as 10 Bible verses that saw me through abuse, as well as 13 affirmations that saw me through abuse. It's a powerful read. I tell you, you can get the link to download it in the description. I'll drop the link there. Okay, and so let's dive deeper into the video of the day. So why is emotional detachment so hard? You find people say, oh, I left the narcissist a long time, but I keep thinking about him. I am still attached in some sort of way. This is the reason why the emotional detachment is so hard. The first thing you must understand is this: narcissists create emotional dependency on purpose. Narcissists create emotional dependency on purpose. They use love bombing, they use intermittent validation, they use silent treatment, they use fear, they use guilt, and they use false promises. These cycles create what psychology calls a trauma bond. But spiritually, it's a soul tie built on fear and confusion. So you know that you are in a trauma bond, and that is why it's so hard for you to break free from the narcissist. Proverbs 4:23 warns us to guard our hearts with all diligence. A narcissist works over time to break that spiritual guard, to make you trust him again. And this is why detachment is not weakness. It is obedience. It is survival. And you gotta go deep into detaching, because that is where you will find your peace. Now, the first step is stop feeding the trauma bond. Emotional detachment starts with disengaging from the highs and the lows. And so you need to disengage from the highs and the lows. The narcissist is love bombing and also discarding you. So you gotta break free from the highs as well as the lows. Narcissists want you emotional. They want you sad. They want you angry. They want you begging. Excuse me. They want you begging. They want you confused. Why? Because emotional reactions equals to their control. That is where their control lies. Here's what to do instead. Stop explaining yourself endlessly. Stop explaining yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Stop reacting to every insult or provocation. And that is why I once did a video on stop falling for reactive abuse. Stop reacting to every insult or provocation. If you want a video on stop falling for reactive abuse, I'll link to it in the description. And then also stop trying to win their approval. You don't need to win their approval. The approval you need in life is that of God, and so focus on winning the approval of God. Also, silence is powerful. Calm is also powerful. And you detach when you stop giving them emotional fuel. And so stop giving them emotional fuel. That is FUEL. The step number 2 is go no contact or low contact. Go no contact is when you cease communication totally with the narcissist. But low contact is when you have some sort of communication because you are co-parenting, or because your work situation involves having some sort of communication with the narcissist. You cannot detach if you stay emotionally exposed. And so no contact is the fastest route to your peace. Also, low contact is the second best option if children or responsibilities are involved. Now, this looks like blocking their access. I always say that it's wisdom to love the narcissist from a distance. And so blocking them is important. Not checking their social media, that's not your business. Mind your own business. And they're not reading old messages. They're not responding immediately to manipulation, and then reducing conversations to logistics only. Remember, silence is not revenge, it is recovery. Step number 3, accept who they really are. Know them for who they are, and don't expect them to be who you want them to be. Accept them for who they are. Emotional attachment survives on false hope. If I love them harder, really, you think loving them harder will make them change? If I pray more, if I'm more patient, stop deceiving yourself. Stop deluding yourself. You are living in fantasy land. Accept the narcissist for who he is. No. Narcissists don't change because they believe they are perfect. And narcissists don't change because they cannot humble themselves before God, and God will not go against their wish. God will accept them for who they are. And detachment becomes possible the moment you stop expecting them to suddenly, quote and unquote, wake up, quote and unquote, wake up and treat you right. This is where God gives you clarity and releases you from the illusion. Step number 4, redirect the focus to yourself. I've always said it on this channel, 3 words saved me. Focus on yourself. 3 words, focus on yourself. Mind your own business. That is another word, that's a set of words that saved me. And so when you've been emotionally entangled with a narcissist, your entire identity can feel lost. To detach, you must rebuild you. Yes, rebuild yourself. Journal your feelings. Bleed on paper. Bleed on paper. Journal your feelings, and then pray and seek God's direction. Pray and seek God's direction. I always say it on this channel that your life is in the hands of God, even as a narcissistic abuse survivor, and you are supposed to ask him what to do every step of the way. I didn't go against whatever God asked me to do. When I was in deep crisis, I asked him for every step to take, and he directed me. And I believe he is available to direct you too, if only you pray and seek his direction. Also, read scriptures that reinforce your identity. Psalm 139, Ephesians 2. They reinforce who you are in Christ. When you say, I am God's masterpiece, I'm fearfully and wonderfully created. These are scriptures that reinforce your identity. And then also do activities that spark joy, spark your joy, ignite your bliss. I always talk about these things. Do things that make you happy, and then pour into your personal growth. Grow yourself, become a better person. Surround yourself with healthy relationships. Surround yourself with relationships that grow you, that make you happy. Every day you choose you. Yes. And every day you choose you, the trauma bond weakens. The trauma bond disintegrates. Step 5, release the guilt. That is the 5th step. Release it. Christian women are so used to feeling guilty, and I used to be there. I understand it. And the guilt is that we've been told to love we've been told to love our neighbor as ourselves, but love is not just enduring of evil. Love also has boundaries. And so stop feeling guilty that you are choosing you after allowing the narcissist to trample all over you. Stop feeling guilty that you are finally choosing you. Narcissists train you to feel guilty for protecting yourself, but guilt is a trap. The Bible never says to stay in abuse, but it does say to guard your heart, flee from evil, and walk in truth. And so follow the biblical guidance. Detaching is not cold-hearted. Detaching is not sinful. Detaching is not betrayal. Detaching is liberation. Detaching is freedom. Detaching is wisdom. Walk in the wisdom of Jehovah. And I tell you, you will thank me much later. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video resonated with you, go ahead and download a 100% free ebook on the screen. You will see the link on the screen. Thank you so much.